Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I will explain you about examining community trust to the Audit Board of the Republic of Indonesia. Before that, I will introduce myself. My name is Penta Widyarjati from Universitas Diponegoro, Semarang. During this pandemic, the Audit Board of the Republic of Indonesia, or Badan Pemeriksa Keuangan BPK, reported their banks that were in the complete supervision, namely PTN Bank, Yuda Bekti Bank, Mayapada Bank, Papua Bank, Pembangunan Daerah Banten Bank, Bukopin Bank, and Muamalah Indonesia Bank. This closure is interesting because during a pandemic like process, the banking industry like this, the BPK actually submits a report that they can use the public to distrust bank institutions. Public distrust of bank institutions that are exempt for EISBS can be seen from the reaction of investors to the trading of the share concern. In investor reaction can be seen from the movement of stock trading which cause stock price of the fluctuate. Research on public trust in audit institutions has been conducted by several researchers. This research, among others, was conducted by Robert Kemsko 2010. The study conducted in China failed to find evidence that modified audit opinions had significant informational value for Chinese investors despite the regulatory change. Different results are shown in research conducted by Giuseppe Inello 2015. In his research conducted in Italy, it showed that this analysis showed that the audit report under investigation contains information for investment decision. These results were written in a study conducted by Daniel Luke and Sompong 2016. In his research, it was reported that the companies receiving modified opinion had lower earnings persistence than companies receiving an equalified opinion, and that the level of earning persistence varied among modification types. This research conducted in Thailand. From the problems, we can create hypothesis is there is a significant difference in volatility of an accepted bank and an accepted bank. For the methodology, the method used in this study is the non-parametric independent t-test. Non-parametric testing is carried out because the data are not normally distributed. This test is carried out by comparing the volatility of bank share price measured in the exception by the BPK with the volatility of bank share price not mentioned in the exception. The data used are daily data after the publication date of the BPK audit results summary report at April, May, and June 2020. The research population is banks listed on the EDX. The sampling method with purpose sampling. The sample criteria are stocks which are actively traded share on the EDX and have complete data from April to June 2020. From the criteria, the sample for banks in the exception is 4 banks are Bank PTN, Bank Mayada, Bank Yuda Bekti, and Bank Bukopin. Meanwhile, the sample for banks that are not included in the exception is 31 banks. Data obtained for yahoofinance.com page. For the result, we can see on the table that this result shows a significance value of 0.00, which means that there is a significant difference between the volatility of banks that are accepted by the BPK and banks that are not accepted by the BPK. The existence of this significant difference provides empirical evidence that investors respond to the negative opinion of BPK. This response shows that the BPK's opinion is trust and is considered to provide adequate information for investors. In connection with the auditor's opinion, in this case the PPK, the audit opinion is the auditor's conclusion on the audit process that has been carried out and the opinion regarding the fairness of the contents of the company's financial statement. Information will have meaning for investor if the information causes investor to make transactions in the capital market. Always, transactions are reflected in change in share price. The auditor opinion is important information, making the auditor's opinion will affect the stock price in the capital market. Auditor's opinion is source of information for parties outside the company as guide for decision making. For potential investor, the auditor's opinion on the financial statement is one of the important considerations in making investment decisions. The relationship between stock returns and positive profit growth can help investors predict how much profit they will get in the future. Furthermore, investors will use all the information available in the market to analyze the company's performance and predict earnings. In calculating the results and prospects of the company, investors need an assessment from the surface of an accountant to ensure that the company's financial statement contains relevant information and have high audit quality. High audit quality is indicated by the auditor's ability to detect material misstatement and manipulation practice that may be contained in the company's financial statement. Companies that have started presenting financial reports with high audit quality are expected to help the market anticipate changes in earnings for the better for companies whose financial statements have been audited. The goal is for investors to anticipate future returns for up to 2 years for companies whose financial statements are being audited. This means that audit quality produces quality earnings information, namely earnings information that is timely reported and contains an element of fairness in its presentation so as to increase the level of investors' predictions of future earnings. And the last conclusion, there is significant difference between the volatility of the banks that includes and the are not. The auditor's opinion, in this case PPK, will influence investor. The auditor opinion is important information, making the auditor opinion will affect the stock price in the capital market. Auditor's opinion is source of information for parties outside the company of scale for decision making. For potential investor, the auditor's opinion on the financial statement is one of the important considerations in making investment decisions. I think my presentation is enough. Thank you for your attention and see you.